Alright, last Wing Chun class of August, very last day of August, and also the last Wing Chun class. Honestly, did not do a whole ton of stuff in this class. There was nothing new, which, as I've said before, is totally okay with me. I do feel like I'm getting better at this stuff, so not doing too much new stuff is definitely, I think, working in my benefit. The first thing we did that was a little new was that that not chi sao drill. It definitely has a name. I heard it, but I'm not sure what it was. But it's that punch, block drill that's sort of, it's not chi sao, but I compare it to chi sao because it's sort of sensitivity based, I feel. If the other person does something other than the block or the punch, you need to respond to that. So if they put their hand on their chest, you have to punch. If they throw a hook punch, you need to bring your hand up to block the hook punch. So you need to be sort of feeling your opponent for that drill, which is why I compare it to chi sao. But I've been doing it wrong, and I picked that up in this class. But I've been doing it wrong, but I've been doing it wrong, but I've been doing it wrong. You're pretty close to the other person. You sort of have your foot hooked with theirs, so you're really close. So I'd sort of been doing it as a circle, the punch and the block, but you're definitely supposed to be punching and blocking, punching and blocking, punching and blocking. I was not doing that, so I got corrected in class. So now I am doing that. I guess in order to fix the distance, I need to maybe be settling on my back leg. I honestly still have a little bit of trouble with that Wing Chun stance. I'm always under the assumption I might be doing it wrong, but if you're just up, the distance to your opponent is kind of close. It's a little tough to throw that punch straight, but if I'm settled on the back leg, that creates a little bit more distance, so maybe that's what I need to be doing in order to have the distance to be doing the punch in that drill. But we did that for quite a bit. The leg was definitely starting to get tired at the end, and by starting, I mean it was tired. It was very, very tired. And then from there, we practiced the things that we've been sort of repping a whole bunch in class. The 3 different blocks plus the punch. So the tsun sao, the pak sao, and the, I don't know what this one's called. It's jian shou in Mandarin, but in Cantonese, I'm not sure. I'm definitely starting to get better at it. So the first hand's always the blocking hand. I'm definitely getting better going from that first attack back to the starting position and into the second one without having to think about it, without having to go block, punch, okay. I'm starting to get better at it. I'm getting that flow from repetition. So we really worked it. We worked it separately, just by ourselves, and then with a partner, just working that tsun sao and that pak sao, and that third one that I only know the name of in Mandarin, jian shou. I'm starting to get better at the feet too. That's the part that I still have the most trouble with. After the step, you're supposed to use that front leg and pull that leg back first. Front leg back first. But especially when I learned it, I always wanted to go back with the back leg first. So I'd step, and then I wanted to bring that back leg first, but that's wrong. You're supposed to be stepping with the front leg first. I had a ton of trouble with that when I first learned the steps, and I still have a little bit of trouble with it, but I'm getting better at it, possibly because we have a lot of these classes where we do it a whole lot. I definitely think it's one of the beginner techniques, which is why I've been doing it a lot, because I'm still in my first section of curriculum, I guess. But because of that, I am starting to see progress, I think. I got to try to make sure to practice it at home, and then maybe next week I won't screw up the step at all. Today is probably my last Friday Wing Chun class. Now that I'm back to work, I don't get out of work early enough to get out to class in time, because Friday's class is earlier than Monday's class. Fortunately, I just found out that they're opening another location close to my apartment, really close to where the Tai Chi classes are. So I'm probably going to start going there for my second class. Good lucky! Alright, this Wing Chun class was not a great class for me. So at the end of September, the Wing Chun school is opening another location in Shenzhen, which is great because it's in Fujian, much closer to where I live, and I think I'm going to have some trouble going to class out in Lohu now that I'm back to work. So a school in Fujian is going to be great, but the first class is a graduation. So I'm pretty sure what we did in this class was review the stuff for graduation for the students that are going to test. The problem is, I haven't been there that long, so I'm not testing, so a lot of that stuff I don't know yet. So for me, the class was very overwhelming, and probably not as useful as it was for the people who are testing. At least, I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. There was a lot of talking, and the more talking there is in class, the less there is that I understand. but almost positive that's what they were talking about at the beginning of class, that it was going to be sort of a review lesson. So it totally started out okay. We were doing the same stuff from the previous week, the tan da, and then pak da, and then, see, I did the step wrong, like I mentioned in the last part. And then the Jian show, still don't know the Cantonese name. But from there it got bad. From there we started doing all sorts of stuff. We were doing like wrist grabs and wrist grabs and wrist grabs and different defenses to them. And some of that stuff I had seen before, some of that stuff I had not seen before. And there was a lot of talking going along with it, so I was just way over my head. None of the techniques were particularly difficult, I don't feel, but some of them I hadn't seen before, so I kind of needed some time to practice them, some time to remember them. But since it was a review class, we were going through the stuff much quicker so that the students who have the test could review everything and remember what it is that they need to be practicing before the test. But for me, not testing, that meant that it was not such a great class. Not terrible, of course. I got to practice those 3 blocks again that we'd been doing before and sort of get a sneak peek at some of the stuff I'll be doing later, but still really difficult. One thing I think I figured out was the rotation that we do, which is another one of the things that is on the test, I think. We did some of this at the beginning before doing the blocks, and we've been doing it a lot, but I was having trouble with where I was supposed to rotate. I think I mentioned it in a previous video. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. So when I first did it, I was rotating on the heel, and I felt that that was making my stance a little too big. It didn't look like the instructors. They definitely weren't doing that, but I wasn't sure how I was supposed to rotate. Definitely supposed to be either toe or maybe mid-foot, but I'm not quite sure how to rotate mid-foot. So I've been doing it toe, and it definitely seems to be working better. I'm also pretty sure you're supposed to be rotating your hips and then letting that pull your lower body. So I'm not turning on my heel, I'm rotating my hips, and that's turning my foot. So I turn the other way, I rotate my hips this way, and that turns my body with it. Pretty sure that's what Da Shixiong told me I needed to be doing, so that's what I am going to be working on, focusing on moving my hips, not my feet first, at least. They both have to move eventually, but moving my hips first. So definitely not a waste of a class. I did definitely pick some stuff up, and I definitely got to practice some stuff, but definitely not the best class for me.